That was crazy how they won last week.
Yo, we was watching that game, man. He threw the Hail Mary. Oh, he slid. I was just like, nah, that don't happen. That doesn't happen. I was like, I know that defensive coordinator is pissed because you can lose a job over that.
Yeah.
All right, we all know. I'm gonna put on the Colorado game.
All right. Yeah, in the back game. So yeah, that's what you need. We on?
Yeah, we on.
All right.
This week on PGN. Oh, sorry about that. This week on PGN, we talk about Karl-Anthony Towns getting traded, possibly. We talk about the Vince McMahon documentary, and we also get into our MVP picks as well. Of course, Pepper Takes. This is Kofi. This is Scumbag McGee. This is EP and Zaza. PGN starts right now.
Man. And before that,
look, UFC.
Before that,
oh boy,
let's say happy birthday to the man.
Oh, yo,
none
birthday,
of this
man.
would
Happy
be
birthday.
possible.
Started off,
Kofi.
man.
Kofi
I remember
started
that.
this whole thing
Yeah.
off. I remember us having conversations about, let's do a podcast.
Wow.
Kofi had already had something going. What was it?
Broadcast
Journal.
Yeah.
Salute to that.
Salute, man.
Keep going.
Listen, he had the platform.
Explain that.
I was like, because I remember you were interviewing Taylor Rooks. Oh my God.
I remember. I remember when he hit me up. He was like, "Yo, who is that?" I said, "It's Taylor Rooks."
This is before she even.
This is before she was popular.
SLI.
I seen the picture. I'm just saying, like.
And I'm like, who is this lady with the yams on her? Kofi?
Chocolate Queen.
And the funny thing is, when we took that picture, she wanted to get her angle right. So I was like,
she did. She got it right. But no. And then you had Michael
Michael K, the Yankees, Sam Rosen, the Rangers.
Yeah. So Kofi was already doing this, and I was like, Mom always said, "Yo, you talk a lot." I was like, "Hey, let me get paid. Let me try and get paid for it. Let me do something I love." So, shout out to Kofi for allowing us to have this. This would not be possible without this man right here. Let's say happy birthday, Big 3-4, man. Big 3-4.
And we. I remember the time. I didn't know that part, but I remember it got to a part one time we were somewhere at the location. And I was like, you guys started the podcast. I think that was the first one, right? I overheard it. Was that the first one or the second one?
I think that was the first one.
Yeah, so I was just, starting. And then he had the equipment and everything starts somewhere. So happy birthday, Kofi. And I make sure, like I always say, for people, is like, it's a journey. You know what I'm saying? And everything you do, just keep going forward. You know what I'm saying? So happy birthday to you, bro.
You got any plans for your birthday?
Yo, scumbag, you ain't got no good words. You see, that's a scumbag. That's a scumbag. You see how the scumbag works? You ain't got no play.
I was alluding to it.
I can't see no. You want to go to the strip club and say, nah.
Yeah, do that. You gonna stay home?
I watch some games. I mean, Penn State has a big game coming up Sunday.
They went to Penn State. Y'all went to Penn State.
Yeah, happy birthday, bro. So
happy birthday.
Enjoy your day.
Thanks.
The way you want to enjoy it.
Just the way to do it too.
Don't let anybody force you to go out tonight if you don't want to.
That's true.
Because that happens sometimes on my birthday. Like, let's go out. Like, I don't want to. Come on. I go out and have a terrible time. Like, so
it kind of affected your birthday when it was like you were good staying home, and then next thing you know, that's a good point. All right, so let's get into it.
All right, the big story that came out last night is a reported trade between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the New York Knicks. Apparently, Karl-Anthony Towns will be heading to the Knicks. Going to Minnesota will be Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. Also reported that the Charlotte Hornets will be a third team to help facilitate trade, as the Knicks they still need $9 million in salary cap.
It's not confirmed.
They're still working on it.
Oh, so it's over then. You can't do this. Something has to be done.
They have to work out salaries and all this shit.
It has to be done because you can't have this. Like, you can't bring anybody back with this. And
it was like when the Knicks traded with the Nets. It wasn't official for a while. Then the Nets had to involve Kate Diop or some power forward to even out the trade or something like that. So it took like a week or two to do that.
But I'm saying, and it has to happen because you can't bring these players back with this the thing. So something's gonna happen.
No,
basically, it's done. Basically,
it's pretty much done.
These
players are just getting ready just to to move on. I was talking offline with Scumbag. He thought that Randall and them had to go because Randall wouldn't be able to handle not being the captain now. Now Julie Brunson's taking over. So now it's like, how do you come back?
Like, I watched the Knicks from when Brunson started getting good. When they first got Brunson, my knock on Brunson when they first came was he didn't have a jumper. This past year, his jumper got crazy. Like, you couldn't leave him open.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And even when he was getting there to become what he is now, you could tell Randall didn't want to defer to him.
Yeah, that's
hard. That's hard. And now that he's full blown, Randall got hurt half the year. So now Brunson definitely took over. He was named the captain.
Yep.
When I went to Fanatics, they had a panel with Ben Stiller, Spike Lee, Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson. I forgot who was interviewing them, but it was that panel, and Spike Lee, Ben Stiller was talking about they had a whole dinner, and the Knicks had a whole thing in his honor.
He's a New York legend already. Yep. Randall, you never got that.
Randall never got that.
You've got.
And he came here when we were supposed to get Durant and Kyrie. And we had all that money, and we're like, fuck it, we'll sign Randall. He got us to the playoffs. Even though he was asked in the playoffs, we lost to the Hawks. But he got us there in the season. He was an all-star.
No, he did his thing that
He's
year.
a two-time all-star.
That year. Yep. But, like, to your point, it's like, all of a sudden, like, this guy is – his game went to another level. He's also getting love.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
Randall never really got that love.
No, he didn't.
You know, everybody's like, why you keep shooting threes? Why you keep doing this thing? And jealousy's an emotion that you have to control. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to look for the greater good. Like, I can work with this guy, but you didn't look at that. It's like, yo.
Look at now, Scottie Pippen. He swallowed his pride to play under Jordan.
Yeah.
But look, when the doc came out and Jordan was really showing, like, I'm here and you're there, that jealousy poured out of him
because he waited so long. And I believe Scottie Pippen would have went somewhere and did something, could have won a championship.
Yep.
You weren't going to win 6 championships. No, we know that. Jordan
maybe won a championship because when they were out with him for those 2 years.
No, I'm just saying
they lost to the Knicks, and that was when he didn't want to go in because
if he wanted to just go to a team, they would have won a championship or 2. Like, if he wants to go, like, he just stayed there because he signed a 7-year contract. Remember, if you watch the documentary, he needed money.
Yeah.
If he wasn't boxed in, he's a talent.
Yep.
Yeah. He was that, but
Jordan gives you the edge, bro.
No, Jordan gives you the. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just trying to say the same way with Randall. You're doing your thing, but somebody comes along that could elevate everything. You have to take a step back. You know,
it's kind of reminds me. Remember, I know the Knicks fans hate the Linsanity thing. How Carmelo wasn't willing to like work.
2-3 weeks.
You did 2-3 weeks. Like Jeremy Lin was taking over, talking to Scumbag. Knicks fans were popping, and it was like, now Melo, you gotta find a way to work with it. And Melo's like, I'm a star. The fuck, I gotta learn a way to work with him.
So you're not gonna win when somebody thinks like that.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to say Linsanity wasn't gonna take you to the championship. Can you figure something to work with this? You're like, because I remember I was on Twitter at the time, and he put up on his profile picture is Muhammad Ali has something where like the arrows was at him, and I'm like, that's what you took from this? From the 2 weeks he was off?
You want to be a victim?
And I love Carmelo, but I was like, he's like, where can I come in? Because he's like, I can't play the same way anymore.
Yeah,
you could. D'Antoni was the coach.
Yeah, D'Antoni was the coach.
Because D'Antoni should have told him, like,
but D'Antoni's not a good coach.
You gotta find a way to work with Lin.
D'Antoni's not a good coach.
And Carmelo was like, what?
Yeah.
Carmelo went crazy.
D'Antoni's not a good coach.
I know he's an offensive mind. He got fired or D'Antoni quit?
I think he got fired, right? D'Antoni, he got fired. Yeah, he got
mid-year. Because him and Carmelo were butting heads.
He's not a good coach. He's a good offensive mind. The same way now they're talking about Cliff Kingsbury.
They used the Redeem team used his
schematics and everything.
I'm
not trying to say it, but coaching also is like leader of men. You have to look people in the eyes. You have to make these decisions. It's just not everything's not on the floor. You gotta pull Carmelo to the side, tell him, yo, this is what this.
He did, but Carmelo didn't want that.
No, he didn't do it as a man. It's like, and then you right too. Carmelo also, that's a difficult person to deal with.
He was at a different point in his life. I think I've watched enough Carmelo like podcasts. Like he said, I think he has regret on it. I think he has regret on it.
He wishes
his
mindset
was different. And like sometimes it takes that type of growing up to be like, yo, I kind of fucked up. I messed up. I messed that up. And I think Randall, he wouldn't have. I mean, he might have not gone that route, but you probably would see like passive aggressiveness, like, I'm waving Brunson on. Everyone's like, yo, Brunson's the guy.
Behind the scenes, she was going
down.
And now the report comes out when I said today that Dante was upset because he didn't want to come off the bench. So now you're doing this Nova Knicks shit, everybody, and then reality ain't no Nova Knicks because it's crazy. I didn't even know this shit when I told you guys today in the chat that Hart and Brunson's podcast, they talked about that. They were like, yo, remember when they had Mikal on there? Mm-hmm. Yo, remember when Dante hated you? And they were talking about how Dante didn't like Mikal Bridges. And Mikal Bridges got cool with Dante because Dante was Brunson's roommate. So Brunson and Hart were best friends, and they were bringing Mikal around.
So was it
always so Dante was so
Nova thing?
So Dante's probably cool with him, but not cool with him. Like, you gonna take my starting spot, bro? Nah, I ain't that cool with you, bro. Yeah. Like, fuck that.
And we act like DiVincenzo, he was
a rock. He was a rock for the Knicks.
The Pacers series?
Yeah. That one game dropped 37.
Yep.
He went crazy that game.
And that's what the thing a lot of people are saying. How are you going to tell some of these players to go on the bench and reduce their minutes when I was hooping out here for like 20, 27 minutes? You're going to tell me I play 20 now? You were going to have a problem. Yeah. And I think the Knicks organization kind of saw that. They was like, all right, and DiVincenzo didn't really want to be here. Let's get everyone out.
So, yeah.
Let's get rid of the two problems. Yeah. And listen, you got a star now.
Yep.
Like Brunson, he's becoming a star, but he's not a star yet.
Was he first team in the NBA? No.
Second team. I think Shea was the point guard for first team. He was second team.
Okay. Shea.
So so I think Karl Anthony Towns comes now. He brings that star power.
Yep.
You know that the Knicks don't have.
Yep.
You know what I mean? In reality, yeah, Randall was an all-star, but he wasn't a star.
Yeah, no.
And,
I know what you're trying to say.
And in reality, I always got mad at Randall too because he always played like a small forward.
Mm-hmm.
And
he didn't want to go down.
He don't know how to go down low.
No,
so you're playing the perimeter.
It's so crazy to look like that.
Yeah, and he's actually strong.
Oh, he is. But
he's actually big dude. And bro, why are you like the Heat series when they lost to the Heat that one year and they went to Game 7? I'm watching every game and I'm like the Game 7, right? They put Butler on Randall. And I'm like, go down low, bro. Throw this dude off the court. He's trying to dribble past Butler. Butler's he's faster than you, bro. You can't dribble around him.
Nope.
I think that game, that's when they were like, yo, we're done with Barrett. Because I think that's Game 7. Barrett had like 8 points. I think Randall had like 11 points. And Brunson put up like 35. And we lost Game 7.
Besides Brunson.
So they're like,
and
bro.
that's when everybody said, yo, Brunson's the guy.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right with that.
So it's like now, do we still try to make these guys work together? You couldn't. Because if Randall's going to start butting heads with Brunson, you couldn't.
So Josh Hart is like the hustle guy. Like from the guard position, he's getting rebounds.
Yeah.
He's gonna play small forward.
Yeah.
Small forward. Mikal Bridges is
he's defense. He's offense.
What they call it? Like
3 and D.
3 and D. Yeah. 3 and D.
But it looks like it's gonna work. I always said with Cat, it's like, oh, you built for New York. That's all I was saying.
Yeah, because that New York media is, if he has a bad game.
Yeah.
It's not Minnesota.
It's the fans.
It's not Minnesota anymore, bro.
It's the media and the fans.
It's the fans.
You missed a 3 and lose the game. Yo, you suck. We should have kept Randall.
You know when you hit
DiVincenzo would have hit that, and he wins a 3. Best trade ever.
Yeah.
It's hot cold.
Saying that?
No.
When you on the bench, you hear?
No. They miss a shot. They're like, it's a work cut at the Towns next time.
Yep.
It's a long game. It's a long season.
Fans are expecting to win now.
That's what my concern is. Is he built for
Let him have a bad first game against the Celtics. We play the Celtics game 1. Let him have a bad game 1. He's getting torched.
Let him go 4 for 15. I bet you he won't hear the end of it.
Bad fouls.
A lot of he gets a lot of bad fouls. And sometimes he doesn't play like a big man. He's always trying to shoot threes because remember he won that 3-point contest.
I'm the best big man.
I'm the best 3-point. I'm like, bro, that's not what they paid him for. And now I think it's better for him because
now Thibodeau's gonna make him post
exactly.
That's good
though. That's good.
Even Scumbag McGee, we were talking offline. He was like, him and Gobert were getting into each other's way. So now I think it's a little bit spaced out. I think it'll be a little better. So I want to see how this
So
goes.
did somebody win the trade, or is it win?
I think the Knicks kind of won this trade more because now you got rid of some issues, and now players
and you got a star now.
Exactly.
You got a guy who's a super X factor. Besides Embiid in the East, who could guard Anthony Towns down low?
Yeah.
Who's the center that could guard him down low? He's 7 foot 260, bro.
And he's
a big
forward,
dude.
And he go out on the post. So you guys really got something. And
that's something that we would have struggled with the Celtics because their X factor is Porzingis.
Yep.
Woo. So now you got Karl Anthony Towns. Can Porzingis guard Karl Anthony? Yeah, Porzingis might hit you with 20, but now you got to go down low and guard this motherfucker. You might put Porzingis in foul trouble.
Yep.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Good point.
So that's the thing. And then now you got Mikal Bridges. The only thing I'm worried about on Mikal, DiVincenzo hit a lot of big threes for us last year. A lot of big threes. Can Mikal take that role on? Can he hit big threes? So that's gonna be the thing. But he's just as good as DiVincenzo. He's taller.
Yeah. He was with
better
that
defender
team that made the finals.
Yeah, the Suns team. He was there.
He was there,
but he wasn't a scorer. But they had Ayton, they had Chris Paul, they had Booker. So he was kind of like, listen, just play defense.
Yeah. So what? But in Brooklyn, he was more of the.
He was more of the guy.
Of course.
But a lot of people say like a lot of players look crazy on a bad team because you're shooting 20, 25 shots a game.
Yeah.
Can you score
efficient
at 17 shots a game?
Yeah.
That's gonna be the difference. Can he? When DiVincenzo was doing that, DiVincenzo was being efficient, shooting 15 to 20 times a game.
Yeah.
So can Mikal do that?
That same thing.
Deal with that. So we'll see. We got OG. My only issue is that now.
What about Mitchell Robinson? I heard something.
He's out till January. They said, bro. January. I heard this morning. I'm like, damn. I thought it was 2 months.
Remember, y'all lost Hartenstein.
Yeah.
But the rumor is now that the Cavaliers want to get rid of Jared Allen, and they're willing to trade for Robinson.
Okay.
And wait till January.
Okay.
Because they signed Evan Mobley for a long contract.
Yeah, they did.
So they're like, okay, we'll let Evan Mobley play center until Mitchell comes back, and then we'll have Mitchell and Mobley.
Okay.
There you go.
So we get Jared Allen. I guess if we have Jared Allen, he's a great defender.
Yeah.
And he's a little more offensively than Mitchell Robinson.
Also, remember the lights get too big for him sometimes.
It does.
That's what he said.
He said that.
Mitchell fucking when we played them first round. Mitchell Robinson annihilated Jared Allen.
There you go.
And that's who
he had destroyed it. I think that series we averaged like 10 offensive rebounds a game in that playoff series. That's fucking insane. So we'll see how it works out. I think now on the other side of Minnesota, you look at it now that now you don't have Gobert and Towns in the paint blocking each other out anymore. Now it spaces out for Gobert, which is not an offensive guy. Now he gets the rebounds, and now you got Randall, who's more could maybe play off of Anthony Edwards better. And then you got DiVincenzo in the starting lineup.
Yeah, I do like that.
So he can play off.
Yeah,
the DiVincenzo part. I like that.
So those two guys could probably play off
for Ant,
because now he can drive and he can do a little kick out. To DiVincenzo. So I think both teams won. I think the Knicks won a little bit more because now they don't have they're not gonna have as many internal issues as they would have had if they had stayed put. Yeah. Because now you got agents in your ear talking to DiVincenzo, oh, you don't want to be here. Look, they brought that motherfucker. You ain't like over here. Now you got all that. It's just too much chirping. So now you kind of quiet it. See what happens. Now the issue is his health. Yep, there you go. Can Karl Anthony Towns and Josh Hart and Brunson, all these starting guys, can they stay healthy playing 5 minutes a game all season and then go to the playoffs and it ain't 45, you play 48. Yeah. You play all 4 quarters of the playoffs. Yeah, now. Can you stay healthy? And also this should be a thing to Thibodeau. Sometimes you might have to cut some people's minutes, bro. Like we were talking like last year. We can't now though. We got no bench. Exactly. We got rid of DiVincenzo. Now you're gonna go into that whole thing again. Then you're gonna get people hurt. We got Miles McBride and Precious Achiuwa on our bench. We got no bench now. Yeah. They signed Marcus Morris Sr. They signed Landry Shamet. They have like a couple guys, but not guys that you could really be like, yo, Karl Anthony Towns, take off a night. We're gonna put this guy in. We're gonna play the Charlotte Hornets, and we don't have that. So now Karl Anthony Towns have to play all 82 games. Oh gosh. Can OG Anunoby gets hurt a lot all the time? A lot. Can he play 45 fucking minutes?
I forgot about him.
he's playing power forward now.
Yep.
So he played 45 minutes, banging down low.
Physicality.
Yeah.
It's now what?
It's gonna be a lot.
It's gonna be crazy.
But
So
we'll see how it goes.
my issue is health with the Knicks right now. If they can stay healthy, yeah, we can go to the finals. I think.
Yeah, Eastern Conference.
Yeah, we could definitely go to
Slash.
go to the NBA finals. I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
No.
Now win it. I don't know about winning it, but we can get there.
Get
Go
there.
there,
Yeah,
you
you
can
can
go
get
there.
there. You can get there.
So we'll see how that goes.
All right, we'll see how that plays out. Next topic, the early part of the NFL season, we've seen really the story has been the play of quarterbacks who are in new situations, specifically Sam Darnold, Justin Fields, and Malik Willis. So does this prove to you guys that organizations matter in terms of how quarterbacks are developed?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
It always depends. And this is why I don't like when all these young quarterbacks go to these bad teams and then
start right away.
They start what they supposed to do? This team was bad last year. You think because you put him in, it's gonna be better? A rookie who's learning the NFL defense, guys, come on! Like this is why, I understand the Bryce Young thing, but I feel bad for him because Andy Dalton's a veteran, so he already gets the game a little bit better than Bryce Young does. He probably throws Adam Thielen open or whoever is there on that team. Where Bryce is still looking for, he got to be open. That's not in the league anymore.
Yeah.
So it hurts. So now it's like, yo, you're in the system. Sam Darnold, remember, this is a guy who said you've seen ghosts. He was on the Jets. He was on him. They put him somewhere. He was on the Panthers too.
Yeah.
Now he goes. He's on the Vikings. Good receiver. Good running back. Good offense. Look what he's doing. Guys, it's not rocket science. It really is not rocket science.
You're right.
It's not rocket science.
Look at the Niners. They plug any quarterback in there, and they're a contender.
Brock Purdy was the last pick in the draft.
What if Brock Purdy went to the Jets? How he would have been?
Oh,
He would have been trash.
Out of all sports, you need, especially because the quarterback is a CEO, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You need the infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get there, like to Scumbag point, to Zaza point, it's like, I believe Bryce Young is not the size for like anything. I never agree with that with him, but I didn't say he wasn't good.
Yeah, exactly.
Get him in some situations with the coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to a dysfunctional organization, guess how you gonna look? You look. I will say this with Caleb Williams. Another thing we were talking about earlier off the thing. I was like, people like after 2 games, like, yo, what's going on? Can he play full season? Because I tell like Peyton Manning played a full season. Yes, he threw 28.
Yeah.
Can you let him get you have to get the mistakes out.
Yeah.
Like, why we can't get mistakes out anymore? Like, I know this is a now culture, but like,
you want it's pop. Yeah.
but Caleb Williams, can y'all let him do some things? I don't agree with everything, but you gotta get the bad habits out. So we can also get that on faith.
Now. They're starting Jacoby Brissett over Drake May.
There's different things. See, but I agree with you, and I'm bringing up one of the topics you brought up. What are you doing with Jacoby Brissett? They be like, oh, but Jordan Love sat down behind Paul's Aaron Rodgers for 3 years.
And Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre
for 3 years.
Yeah.
These are all
but I'm gonna say beyond Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
No, I don't agree with that. Get him in the fire. If the Jacoby Brissett, Paul, there's like a bridge quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a bridge quarterback. I'd rather get Drake May in there. You're gonna get beat up. You're gonna figure. I don't want him to get hurt.
Yeah.
That might be the concern, though.
Yeah,
your offensive line
is terrible. I get.
I mean, what the
but
fuck?
Brissett's gonna get hurt anyway. So that step aside. But to your who's it? Caleb Williams' point. The reason why they want the rush so much because now you look at Jaden Daniels.
Woo!
He balled out. He balled out against Burrow, against someone they think is top 5 quarterback. So now it's like,
go back to the coaching.
Exactly.
Have Cliff Kingsbury. He's a college coach.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I read that the Commanders really focus on offensive line in the offseason. So,
and that's what you need. This is why a lot of the good teams, they have good offensive lines. Look what the Bills do. Bills have the best offensive line in the game.
Yeah.
So now it helps. That's why you need a good culture. You need for these. Look at Malik Willis. Malik Willis on the Titans.
Yeah.
He barely played. He didn't do it. He looked terrible.
Because Vrabel's not an offensive coach.
Vrabel's not a good. He's not an offensive coach. He's a defensive guy.
He wants to run the ball with Derrick Henry 30 times a game.
Yeah.
You're not winning this league running the ball 30 times. Like
the coach LaFleur from the Packers, he's a good ass coach.
Good coach.
So
good
he said, you know what, Malik Willis, he can't throw like Jordan Love. We're gonna run him out the pocket more. What do you have, like 80 yards rushing?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like he said, I'm gonna use him for what he does. See even now with Anthony Richardson on the Colts, he's taking a step back because, bro, he's not a thrower.
Nope.
You have to RPO him.
Yep.
So now they're trying to make him a pocket quarterback.
That's not his thing.
Bro, I have him in fantasy. He had me 4 points last week. He can't throw a 15-yard route.
Nah, he can't.
And they're doing no RPO because they don't want him to get hurt. Bro, the guy's fucking 6 foot. What is he? 6'6". 270 pounds.
Yeah.
Run him. He's not gonna throw the ball fucking like Brett Favre or like Peyton Manning. You gotta use him for what he does. Same thing the Ravens did with Lamar.
Yeah.
Now they have him more of a pocket quarterback.
Yep.
But the first 4 years, they had him RPOing because he couldn't throw.
Yeah,
That's how he's effective.
The thing with good organizations, like to your point, they hide their weaknesses and they elevate their strengths.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell, but when you have a bad organization, just coaches coming in and out and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Because the coach didn't draft you, he doesn't really know. Like he can study, but he don't really know what you're about.
Yeah.
So that's why we have a stable organization. You have a stable coach room.
Yeah. GM has to work with the
GM and the coach.
The owner,
God,
like
man.
seeing the Giants offseason shit. You saw how close Daboll is with Shane, where his name is Joe Shane, and the owner is coming in every day to Joe Shane's office. What we thinking about? Do we want to pay Saquon? The owner, the GM, and the head coach have to work as a unit.
Yep.
If they're not, look at the Panthers. Frank Reich wanted CJ Stroud.
Yep.
And the owner said, "Nah, I want Bryce Young." So that right there, they fired Frank Reich mid-season. Like, bro, that's what's happening there. Then they got Baker Mayfield there, all that mess.
Yes.
They got fucking this guy, Sam Darnold, in that mess. Like, it was insane.
And the owner's never gonna look at himself.
No.
Ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
He's a billionaire. Fuck you.
But yeah,
It's your problem. You're messing up.
The thing is, you're not a football guy.
Yeah.
Like I asked last week, I was like, who? Like I said, Jerry Jones is, regardless of the fact he's a GM, he's drafted well and all that. I'm saying, who's besides that as an owner jumped in anywhere and said, hey, this is the guy? It's never worked out.
Yeah.
Temper, you seen him walk around. You're not a football guy. You don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't.
Just go back to the Knicks too. How people got on James Dolan, the owner.
He jumps in.
He said, "You know what? I'm out." He went to Las Vegas.
Because he had to figure that out. That's when he started winning.
And he signed Leon Rose. To be.
That's when
he
they
said, "Yo,
started winning.
you're the president of basketball operations. Don't fucking ask me shit. You figure it out." And look how the Knicks. Look what the Knicks are doing now.
Before that too, when Donnie Walsh was really doing what he had to do.
Yeah.
And he got usurped through Dolan because the deal, Carmelo wanted to come over.
Yeah.
We know that. Donnie Walsh like wait till the
end of the season.
Yeah.
No. James Dolan came in. They had to give Wilson Chandler like a lot of pieces.
Yeah.
Why are you giving the pieces that's gonna help?
We got rid of Gallinari. Wilson Chandler.
Yeah.
Yo, Raymond Felton that year was killing it.
I know he wasn't the budget like that, but it's like so.
You gutted half your team just to get
one guy.
Yeah.
The owner got involved. I've never seen it besides Jerry Jones, who also gets involved and it doesn't work out. But like I said, because he's a GM, he drafted Des Bryant. He's drafted well.
Yeah.
But he's a GM. If somebody just comes in out of nowhere as the owner, it doesn't work out.
No.
I've never seen it work out. That's like even the Patriots. They gave the keys to Belichick and different thing. That's like Kraft out of nowhere. The only time he came in was like, yo, we got Garoppolo because Tom Brady went over there.
Yeah.
But that's not going for talent.
Yep.
How's the owner going to know talent?
The Knicks traded Wilson Chandler, Raymond Felton, Gallinari, and Timothy Mozgov.
Remember Mozgov.
Mozgov was good with them for the Cavaliers and the Lakers. So we would have had all those guys with Carmelo and Stoudemire and J.R. Smith.
In the playoff,
now you're in a run for a championship. Now you're in a champion. Because I think with that team, you give the Heat team.
Donnie Walsh left after that. He's like, yo, there's nothing I can do. You can't have the GM or the play personnel get usurped.
No.
That's why you hired them.
Yeah.
So if you want to usurp them, fire them then.
You hire him, and then you butt in all the time. Yeah.
He goes, fuck the G. I'm the GM.
No, he's the GM, so he does. That's what I'm saying. He's the only one, but
Yeah.
at least he has the talent. He's drafted Des Bryant. He's drafted Zeke Elliott, Dak Prescott,
CeeDee Lamb,
Ezekiel
Elliott,
like he's drafted. So even
the O-line, Tyrone Smith.
Yeah.
What's the guy with the center who was a Hall of Famer? He just retired.
Yeah, Zach Martin.
Some Frederick. He was a
Frederick. I can't get as actual draft and everything. Like his thing still, he's dealing with like he needs a spotlight.
Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah.
He does a Trayvon Diggs. He drafted Michael Parsons. He drafted Dexter Lawrence. He drafted a lot of guys.
Is he that bad of a GM?
And he always plugs in a tight end. He had Witten. Then he went to
like
Dalton Schultz.
I like
Ferguson.
I like Ferguson.
Ferguson's a good tight end.
So can you really get Tony Pollard?
Yeah.
You can't get at him about that. Like I said, he needs the spotlight. But no other owner, but he's actually GM. No other owner makes it. So how could Tepper come in here and says, "Yo, Frank Reich says he wants CJ's job," and you come in and say that, like, because you're looking at every Saturday, because you're hanging out in Alabama.
You're drinking. You're not really.
No, I like that kid. Yeah. No, this is what they do. They scout you.
Yeah. You gotta lead a thing to the scouts. Let them do their job.
And if they fuck up, fire them.
Yes.
You can't jump out of nowhere.
And
that's what they do all the time.
You still fire them. They didn't do their job. You still fire them. Like what?
At least
you didn't listen to him and you fired him.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
doesn't make any sense. Like, yo, bro, you never want to listen to me. You still fire me? Fuck out. Give me my 7 patch. I'm done, bro.
That's ridiculous. I didn't even think about that point. I got fired for. I said to do this, but
and you understand how frustrating that is.
You fired me for your decision.
Yeah, this is you fired me for that shit. Come on, bro. Like, it's just frustrating. But I'm happy to see a lot of these quarterbacks who we thought were kind of like look at Baker Mayfield's a prime example of sometimes when you go somewhere and they have everything established, you can win.
Yeah.
You look better because remember everyone thought Baker was a bust.
Sam Darnold was a bust.
Yeah. Everyone thought Sam Darnold
was a bust.
Everyone thought Malik was a bust. All these players but now they win.
The floors are good.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, and like I said, and I like, of course, I like Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers did not listen to LaFleur. LaFleur couldn't do what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then you see one year with Jordan Love, you're like, I know it was one game, but look what he did with Malik Willis.
Yeah, they won 2 games without Jordan Love. Nobody thought that.
So can you let coaches coach? Can you let owners be the owner? Coach be the coach. Quarterback be the quarterback. Like it got a little blurry. I think it's getting back to like, let that person do their job.
No, you're gonna have the hard part about it.
That you get fired for.
As far as a lot of owners, like I said, they're billionaires. So now, if you come up from wherever you came up from, whether you were middle class or you were making $100K a year and now you're making $1 billion, you've been told no your whole life. You can't do that. You can't do that. And you made these decisions to get where you're at. Now you go to football and the guy's like, I don't want that quarterback. I got here from doing what I want to do. Yeah. You're going to draft my quarterback.
Yeah, you can't because that's what made him even get to $1 billion. You're right.
Yeah. So a lot of owners, you're not going to meet an owner who's kind of like the Clippers owner. He's the richest owner in all of sports with the Microsoft shit.
What's his name?
Steve Ballmer.
Steve Ballmer.
And he's the fucking coolest fucking dude.
He's always at the games. Yeah. He's always like watching.
And he lets the coach. Yeah, he lets the players do the players.
I'm just a fan.
He's the first Clippers owner to build their new stadium. Yep. We're not going to build the Lakers no more, but a new stadium for our own stadium.
Yep.
Not many people are like that. Some balls will be like, we're sharing with the Giants because it's cheaper.
Yep.
Fuck you.
Yep.
You know, so it's like.
Well, it's also hard to build anything in this area. So
yeah.
But
they're supposed
Woody Johnson's still the owner of Jets, right?
Yeah.
But
they were trying to get the Giants to New York, to Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
You know where they built that Olympic facility?
Yeah.
They were going to build a stadium there, but it would have been insane. Because, if you got to stop traffic to build that stadium, the traffic in New York would have been retarded. That's why there's never been a stadium besides Madison Garden in Manhattan. The Yankees are in the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
And the Mets are in Queens. You can't put this shit in Manhattan, bro. Imagine the Yankees in Manhattan. The traffic will be fucking with MSG.
That's-
Imagine the Knicks and Yankees play
We
for the same day.
I know y'all look.
And think about it. Playoffs are about to start. Can you imagine? No.
You remember the proposal was the West Side Stadium for the Jets.
Yeah.
When Robert Johnson had the Woody Johnson.
Woody
sorry,
Johnson,
I said Robert Johnson. It's like, where the hell? Everybody's like, where are you going? Like, there was no way. This part, man, it's overcrowded all already.
So, you don't need that type of stuff.
But
yeah, we're good on that subject,
it's a tough
right?
thing, man. It's a tough thing.
Definitely matters on the fucking.
Yeah,
coaching.
you need that good organization. You need that good organization.
Actually, speaking of quick, before I get to the next topic, next year SummerSlam is going to be in MetLife Stadium.
Woo!
2 nights.
We're going. We're gonna go. We're gonna be there.
I think I'm gonna have to go with you guys, man.
All right, see, we're gonna have a crew.
We're gonna be there.
We're gonna have a crew.
I think wrestling, WWE is gonna have the biggest year 2025.
2025 is looking like
my son's talking about wrestling more.
Everybody's
now.
back.
He's actually about always wrestling. I'm like, I don't.
Everybody's back. I'm trying to tell you,
everybody's back. Cardi B's gonna be. This Atlanta show.
You said Cardi B?
Cardi B, yeah, she did the announcement. She did an announcement for New York. That when they're gonna be in well, not New York, but
MetLife. Everybody.
They made sure. They said SummerSlam New
Jersey. Yeah. But you get
Murphy,
Cardi
you
B.
can tell
They said Jersey.
It's SummerSlam New Jersey.
Yeah.
You know Murphy's like
nobody's like
nonsense.
The crypt keeper himself finally just sounds good. But like even they got this Atlanta show got Bad Blood in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Got Metro Boomin with Cody Rhodes.
Apparently, it's the hardest ticket to get right now.
It's going to be. You got Jade Cargill and Bianca hosting. They said, "Yo, man, rappers about to show up." The theme song for the show is GTA Future.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo,
no wrestling
is with the rap game right now. And I think I love
the low tier like AEW those guys. Like I watch battle rap. I forgot what AEW something Johnson, some AEW wrestler. He loves battle rap, so he was at a battle rap event.
Oh,
and he brought some of the battle rappers on in the ring.
There you go.
And they went in the ring, and he got them tickets and blah blah. So wrestling itself is just really diving into the hip hop culture.
What you have to do. And I hate these you know.
Can we play our rock and roll songs?
Can you put the country, bro? If I have to hear 2009, they were playing like white Christian music. Listen, Vince McMahon.
But the rock music makes it the intros.
Yeah, no. But it wasn't
rock music for the intro.
It wasn't even regular rock. Like, I'm not talking about like Fred Durst and all them. It's like that holy Christian rock. I was like, no, we're not going back to that. But
I know what you said with the rock thing, rock music, and
they make the intro.
They do.
Get out. There's something like you can get some damn like what hip hop don't got nothing with a hood. I know that,
but I think a lot of the rock bands they have to do these intros. They're not big guys. Like they had the Red Hot Chili Peppers or some shit.
No, but I heard the new deal. They offer that. They're wanting a license to different things, like
Def Rebel,
because it was exclusive.
Something.
Yeah. But of course, wrestling's just a hot ticket, and they're going to a year because they did the deal with Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why even that documentary came out.
SmackDown's on USA Network,
I think it's a resurgence, and that they've had that in my lifetime. It's like 3 times. It's like wrestling's the biggest thing, and I think they're about to have another biggest thing, and we'll figure it out probably 2-3 years from now. Like, wrestling ain't the same, but they're about to surge. But
All right. Speaking of wrestling, Netflix, as you said, had a big documentary.
That was a perfect segue.
Yeah, perfect segue. Netflix had a documentary released on Vince McMahon, a 6-part series about his life in wrestling overall. None of us have seen it yet, but we've seen some snippets of it. What do you guys think of this Vince McMahon documentary?
Seeing Vince in this light, you can tell, like, I think he knows it's over. Like, he's like, he's kind of at peace, but the nigga is weird.
Like, I gotta jump in, and to help you, and then to finish off. They did this. They did the deal for it was a documentary before he knew like he was out.
Yeah.
So it's not like Vince knows. Hey, he just wanted to do the story, and as these things were coming out,
he did the story because he knew he was gonna leave.
Yeah, it was over.
No, it was before that.
That was before.
No,
it was
before
that. It's
before that, but it was a lot of rumblings. That he was losing it. Right? He was gonna leave.
It was during the rumbling?
No, before.
It's before. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, because they didn't finish this. He had one last interview.
He left. Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want you to kind of like kind of.
No, I
way
think these
before that.
allegations didn't come out. That didn't happen, but he knew that he was gonna step down because the WWE was never public. You could never buy stock in WWE. He just did that because Triple H was pushing for it. So he was starting to see like, all right, this is kind of like I'm a transition.
I agree with you a little bit, but not really. Like, if you really know, I think he wanted to like lay it out.
Yeah.
Like from what I read, you probably read the same thing. Mm-hmm. He wanted to lay out certain things, and towards the middle to the half, he's probably thinking like that because rumblings were coming out because of all these. No, as you're doing documentaries, they have to reach out. Researchers have to reach out, and then that's when rumblings started. Yeah. He didn't do it going into that.
I think that he was. I think he was gonna like gracefully bow out. Yeah. He quit abruptly. It was like, you're out. You know what I mean? I think he was probably
twice.
Yeah, pretty much.
The first time, that's when the allegations came in.
Yeah,
he circumvented that. He was like, "Yo, I'm out." Came back out of nowhere.
Yeah,
because he wanted to sell. He wanted to sell.
Yeah.
Sell at the highest price.
Yep. Yeah.
We didn't know Endeavor was going to come in. We didn't know these things. Mm-hmm. I think, no, I'm not trying to say you're wrong. Initially, when he did it, it was not about, hey, this might happen. It was, he wanted to put it on the table. And,
well, kind of, because even in the,
not all on the table.
Yeah, because they even said, they asked him, he was, you don't know the real Vince McMahon. It's like, you can tell a story? He's like, no.
You can't know the real Vince McMahon, and when I say that, it's like even I think somebody was talking about, and I'm going all over the place, but like even they was talking about Kobe, and they was like, yo, the mom, but like how could Kobe? This would I can't remember where, but it's like, yo, they can't understand me.
Yeah,
some people are, regardless of where you put the psychotic metric on there, you have to be crazy to be that great.
Yeah,
you don't. It's a different thing. There's no, hey, let me just do this. It's everything is full throttle.
Yep.
Especially with Vince.
Especially, man.
Yo, when I've heard people talk about
it. Like, where's he pumping the brake at?
He's never pumping the brake.
Yeah, he only gets like 3 hours of sleep. Apparently,
Vince McMahon's a very if you know, like you hear about Vince, like I've heard like Cornette and like Ross, they talk about him. Like Vince is a very weird dude. Like, he has his mannerisms. You can't sneeze around him. You can't do all this type of stuff around him.
He's always deep.
Let me tell you something. Hulk Hogan said this. I seen it. He said, "Yo, he never." And like everybody's human.
Yep.
He said he never seen him yawn.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Hulk Hogan was the most niche dude. That was his right hand. So he's like, "Yo, this guy." And you remember when Hulk Hogan took that stand?
Yep.
Paid him back. He got him back. Do promos, do different things. Vince was vindictive. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. But like the thing I'm trying to bring up is he's not gonna do anything to be like, I'm bowing out. He did this to probably even that's probably Endeavor came in to do the Netflix deal. Like that's why I got on the table.
Yep.
To me, he got it's called like a Texas not Texas Shuffle. Like Endeavor did him dirty.
No, of course.
I don't know the proper.
Yeah,
he got done dirty because 2 times when he even got accused, he bowed out. And remember, we were just before Scumbag got involved. It was like, yo, he's done. That's what Kofi said. Zaza said no. I said I don't think so either. He came back around.
Yeah.
But that second time that happened, I said he's done.
Yeah. There was no coming back
done.
On that one. There was no coming back.
But that was when the deal was happening. It was done. I watched it. It was CNBC with Ari Emanuel.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Vince with this little mustache.
The mustache, that was weird.
Like, yo, you're looking crazy.
Thank God he cut that off. Thank God he cut that off. I was like, you look like a French.
You like a Saturday morning cartoon,
bro. Like a
Saturday morning cartoon villain, man.
But he was talking like he was supposed to be part of this.
Yeah.
That's when I knew you're done.
Yeah.
And I could tell Ari was like,
you can see.
Yeah, you can tell he was like,
he didn't really want to say much, but he was like, I'd let you. But like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, even in the documentary, like you could just tell, like. It was crazy hearing some of this.
Can I say something? Back to what Scumbag said earlier. Yeah, I remember Vince thinking the same way. I won this way.
Yeah.
The same thing you saw about the NFL owners, billionaires.
Stop it.
He's like, I'm gonna figure this out again. Because that's how he got back the second time. The allegation came, he stepped down as chairman.
Yep.
And he ended up back.
It's hard to win that long and then accept that you're losing.
Yeah. You can't change. You can't change.
I agree with you, but I'm just trying to say that's what made you that. And he always think he didn't see this. And that's why he did the doc. you're gonna do things to be like, this is gonna help me.
Yeah.
If you're not like, when you get to that level, you're not gonna do it, and it's like, oh, this is gonna hurt me later on. And they flipped it on them. I heard the last like 2 episodes is like, so whatever he gave them, next thing you know, they're now getting corroborating different things. And
because I think WWE was mad at it because they don't really have much control over it. So like this is all like Netflix. They're all doing their own digging up. That's how they're getting more information on it. So like that's why I think Vincent do the last interview on it. He was like,
because it ran its course, and now they flipped it, the director, Netflix, different things. But also to your point, remember we watched Showtime, LA Lakers. They downed that because they had something that came out. They did their own thing that wasn't as popular as the actual Showtime series that was on
HBO.
Yeah.
They killed it. Yep. It was like that didn't go down like that, but it's like it was getting popular.
Yep.
It just killed everything. I think the same thing with this series is Vince can't kill it.
He tried to buy it.
He tried to buy it, yeah.
So is that somebody that thought like, hey, I'm gonna be?
Yeah, apparently Oprah had her own thing on documentary for Apple, and she bought it. She's like, no.
Listen,
one day,
I never liked Oprah like that in years. Like that woman got so much foul shit that's going on. That's probably
why she bought it.
I know. That's what I'm trying to say.
I always say this, and it's been with these situations, and you can't vouch for these things. It's like at a one time, because where we at now, it's 2024. Think about that in your brain. These are like 1990s, 1980s. We didn't have that, and these people were like in power, and they did anything and everything. Like, there's no metric for them to like, if I do this, they might cancel me. They might say I'm this. They might say I'm a misogynist. They might say I'm a chauvinist. They might say that, like, these, like, and it's a tragedy.
Yeah.
I keep saying it's a tragedy. Not tragedy meaning like, yo, how come that happened to them? It's like, damn, how you doing from that? Because we watched that. We listened to this music. Regardless, you ain't watch Oprah, but I remember coming. My mom's watching.
Yeah, my grandma used to watch Oprah all the time, but
she hasn't been anything. But
I can't wait for that.
If it happens, it happens.
Yeah,
he just say he can't wait.
I can't wait for that. To see that nonsense. I'm nice. Anytime I see people overly nice like that, I'm like, yo, you got some foul shit going on because you trying to make up for it.
And it's during the time where you can get under the radar. Like right now, like all the nice shit, everybody be seeing through it.
Yeah, so it's
90s, 2000s, 80s. Like you can get away with like, we only have 3, 2, 4 mediums for you, like to know, for anybody to get cross reference. Like, is that real? This is that. Like everything we seen on TV was like that's what it was.
Yeah,
you know? And it's like,
so part 1 came out.
I think for first 4 episodes came out, right?
No, the whole series
came
out.
It's out. And like you could tell Vince, like I said, I was telling offline with him. Vince has a lot of dad issues. Like that man, because you could tell the way he was always trying to be like a father to all these broken wrestlers, but he was a terrible father to his own son. Like, so he repeated the cycle. Like I told Shane one time, he's like, "Yo, if you want this idea," he pulled out. He's like, "You want to kill me with this knife?" I'm like, "Bro."
Now, to be fair, that's Paul Heyman. You know, Paul Heyman's a known BSer, but I can believe the story because all the stories over the years about how it was going to be the Shane or Stephanie. He always favored Stephanie because Stephanie was more like him than Shane was.
She was. Yeah. I can see that. But what do you want? Scumbag. Like, what would you think Vince would do? Like, he had to keep pushing forward. Like, he can't be like, "Oh, my son's gonna take up." Like, he didn't believe in Shane.
No, he didn't.
He used not used him, but he had him as like Shane O'Mac and all that. Like, he didn't see him as.
No, he didn't.
He didn't see him as my. You didn't see my.
And I think he didn't. He was cooler with Stephanie, but he couldn't see Stephanie leading.
And that's when Triple H came in. He did see that, but then also
once Triple H became like his son-in-law, and Triple H had kids with her. Now he's in the family now. Yeah. So now he's like,
he took it serious.
He groomed him to
And so he has some success in this, even though it's not you, but Vince groomed Triple H for this. That's a great
Triple H came from an era where WWE was hot.
Yeah.
So he knows kind of what to do.
It's
and
the best era,
he's a
regardless
wrestler,
of not
so
the
he has the
number.
mindset. So he's like, yo, and he's getting other wrestlers who are good who have the mindset. He's like, yo, he learned under Dusty. He's like, I saw Dusty's faults. Let me make him better. I've watched him, and that's what I think helps Triple H, and it doesn't help the other company because you have someone who's actually in the business who actually understands. Yo, wrestlers need this. I know if a wrestler's tired, they can come up to me and talk to me. Yo, I might need a break.
And you know who to get over.
Exactly.
You know who deserves it.
Exactly.
You know who's putting the work in.
It's interesting, like, yeah, Triple H is kind of, he was there. He's been groomed.
Mm-hmm.
He knows now what he's dealing with. What to do was right, and is in
remember
right.
a lot of times Vince, as successful as he was, he did pull a lot of fuck shit to wrestlers.
My God, bro.
That some wrestlers hate him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I think it'd be hard to hate Triple H because Triple H is really
time too, though.
It was.
I agree with you.
And the difference is that Triple H was a wrestler, Vince never was.
Yep.
So he always wanted to. He always wanted to be. His father was like, no.
It's obvious.
Yo, and speaking of his father,
but whoa! He wasn't a wrestler.
No.
He won a championship belt.
Come on,
come on! Don't do that! Don't do that!
Fuck with you.
That was ego. Hey, that was ego.
Russo,
he made himself a championship.
Yo,
now fuck with y'all.
Come on, man! When the man had the do rag on, he's walking around. I was like, yo, you are living your best fantasy right now. Bro.
Let me tell you something.
That was peak wrestling though.
When I used to see his face, when that no chance,
the wall,
no chance in hell.
That's him living his life right now. That's him.
He did kill it though, but he's not a wrestler.
No, I was joking.
But his character, he killed it.
Oh my God!
Like him and Stone Cold, that dynamic was crazy.
Yep.
You always said.
Once he got the corporation, when he got a lot of those corporation guys, he made Rock corporate.
Yeah.
And he had the Big Boss Man, and he had those guys. That was good.
You always said, and I'm talking about Zaza, off camera, but when the top story of all time in wrestling,
Austin versus McMahon,
because people that's at home, they want to
fight the boss.
Yeah.
It's the truest feeling. Like, yo, you know how many times, like, yo, when he would get flip Vince off, you'd be like, yo, when he gave Vince the stunner.
No, the first stunner, I watched that live, bro.
First stunner.
The first stunner.
Yo, bro, online
I was
he was an announcer back then.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, I thought it was like real almost because Vince wasn't really involved like that.
Yeah, he was an announcer.
So when Vince was in the ring cursing, all the cops were in there. I'm like, yo, this nigga Steve Austin's really wilding.
Who is
he
this
about
guy?
to get fired.
Who is this guy?
Yeah. And he stunned him. And the cops arrested him after that.
Vince,
I was like, yo, this is getting crazy.
he knows what he had.
Yeah.
And the attitude era is it is the best.
And
and then when he stunned him, Vince is having a seizure.
Yeah, you could tell Vince would just love being in that role. And then, like I said, he had father issues because he didn't meet his dad till he was like 12. Yeah. So then
I never knew that.
And do-rag Vince.
Oh my God.
What's up, my nigga?
I was just like, and Cena's looking at him, and then Booker T's like, tell me you didn't just say it.
Yeah, you can't find that segment on Peacock. They made sure
to
get with that.
But like Vince was so vicious. Like Vince was like, yo, I'm taking over the wrestling business. He's like, I'm buying all the territories. I'm buying them all out.
Yeah.
And like Vince Father was like, go ahead and do it.
He won, bro.
Business-wise,
he bought WCW, ECW.
Yes.
It was a wrap, bro.
Yo, he bought all them motherfuckers
Crazy.
out. And that he said that's the only time he ever heard his dad. Before his dad died, 24
love
hours, that's
you.
the only time he ever heard his dad say, I love you. And Vince was just like, at least he told me, look. I'm like, damn, bro, you
no, the thing is and we look at a lot of people, like I said, what I said earlier, tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look at Vince as a tragedy. I look at more like he stuck around a little bit too long.
Yeah.
And I don't anybody that got hurt with things that happened, I'm not talking about that, but like what he did, he took that thing. It was circuits. It was like from here. He made it. And then the thing that he was key at, he knew what a star was.
Yeah.
He see Andre the Giant.
He knew a star.
That's why that hurts him. That meme that goes around, everybody be like, yo, what do you think about this? They're talking about Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
Who was he? He wished he would have had him in his prime during his actual prime too.
Yeah.
He wished he would have had Andre the Giant and Attitude Era.
He made so much money.
I remember
But he
WrestleMania 3 was
Andre was really the star before Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
Yeah.
He started
let
it.
him body slam.
Yeah.
Hogan was doing all that, but it's like, yo.
That was a big. They
for the locker room too. They said, "Yo,
they fought on a battleship."
Andre let you
no, it wasn't a
body
battleship.
slam him.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, "Yo, Andre." That's when Andre also knew too. Back again, like sometime when you coming up, it's like Andre's coming up, and then Vince probably telling him different things, and then he gets to that position, and it's like we came up together.
Yeah.
He said, "I want you to win." Andre's want him to win.
Mm-hmm.
He's the next guy.
Yep.
He had it.
Yeah.
Terry Bollier from Venice Beach. Regardless, I know that's who he was. He became Hulk Hogan because of that slam.
Yep.
Yeah.
And WWE went to at the time we call it WWF. I remember I watched that. I was a kid.
Even though the Attitude Era was the most successful, I like the late '80s. Like I like the Mr. Perfect.
Me too. I'm like
the Snake and Ricky Steamboat.
Do you go back and forth with that era and Attitude
Like
Era?
we talking about before, the tag team era.
Do you go to that in the Attitude Era, or you have this?
No, I would. I used to like wrestling in the early, like late '80s, early '90s around there, because I felt like it was about wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Once you got to the Attitude Era, it was like.
It depends who you talk to. If you're supposed to be down the South.
No, but we talk about us. We talk about us.
No.
Oh, even that during that time you talking about?
Yeah, because people down south like, no, that's the Hollywood wrestling.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. That's compared to that. Yeah. Definitely. But what I was saying, as far as like WWE, like it was more about wrestling. When it got to the Attitude Era, I remember I would watch a lot of things. It'd be like 4 matches. You're watching Stone Cold talk for half an hour.
Yeah,
it's so.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was really crazy.
It was so popular.
I remember watching WWE Raw when I was younger. You watch 8 matches, and all 8 matches were fire, and it changed the Attitude Era. It was like DX came out the first 45 minutes, just talking and beating people up and just wilding.
Talk like that, back then. You
know, Raw. When I watched it, it was an hour. Attitude Era, that shit was 2. It got to 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because the talking was insane.
Yeah.
You had to have the matches in between the talking.
Yep.
Because even in the late 90s, they had certain shit like that. I remember Roddy Piper had a show.
Yeah.
Piper
shit.
So they had like different shit, but it didn't take over the show. You know what I mean?
It got to because of like Jerry Springer show. Like the demographic had changed. People changed.
No, it changed. That's what I remember. Bret Hart started coming out.
Crash TV.
That's why Bret Hart
coming out talking shit about it.
Yeah, because Rich was so for all. They watched Springer and Maury when they were writing.
That's what they did. He pushed that. TV. Even that interview he had with Bob Costas. Bob Costas like, what about this? He's like, yo, this is what they want. I'm gonna push it. He pushed it to the envelope.
He's a promoter at the end of the day. Like, so he knows. He's like, what the people want, I'm gonna give it to him.
Somebody got to do it.
Yeah. So like, I can't.
Don't worry about what you think. Somebody had to do it, and you tuned in, and I tuned in to a certain point. But it has an end date. Everything has a bill due. You know what I'm saying? The same way, if you want to drink all your life, one day the bill's gonna be due. If you want to put this, so like I'm not feeling.
If you want to fuck girls raw for 30 years, those
due,
bro.
It feels good. It feels good. Right? But it's a bill that's due.
It catches up.
Yeah,
it's a bill. You will be lucky. Damn.
Yeah. So we go to the next one now.
All right, that was
so good. Quickly, we'll get to our MVP picks. EP, you had Baltimore over Buffalo. You had Indy over Pittsburgh.
Wait. Let's take us. Let me just.
Oh, you want?
No, I know we're going a little longer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just each pick.
Okay.
Let me say something real quick. So
I'll start with the first one. The first one, Baltimore over Buffalo. Obviously, that's the big Sunday night game.
Oh, that's a big Sunday night game. I'm just going with the dog. You know what I'm saying? 2 dogs is in the race, but like, yo, Josh Allen doing his thing. I just think, you got it. They 1-3. You can't go 1-4.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going on, and I've been going on that the whole time. They lost each game by this much, but
you guys picked Bills and Ravens too?
Yeah, I got Bills.
I mean, each person just we can go down. Yeah. So what's the next one?
All of us didn't pick the same game though.
No, but just go through all my games. Go through everybody.
All right. So the next pick you had Indy over Pittsburgh.
Damn, that's a little crazy, but I didn't even think about that. I just think, and I like what Justin Fields doing. I like what Tomlin's doing. They always do a little stinker out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I know Anthony Richardson is not accurate. Big play. It's going to be a muddy game. I'm just going with that. You know.
Then you had Detroit over Seattle, the Monday night game. 2 Monday night games, and I think that's the ABC one.
Detroit over Seattle. Well, I'm going off of Seattle's playing really good. You know, I like them. You know, but Detroit they cleaned it up from last week. You know, after the week before, my bad. So this last week they cleaned it up, and it's gonna be a tough game. I'm just going with Detroit because I just think like, yo, you got to put that stamp down, you know. And
obviously the Vikings, you know, if they win, they beat the Packers on Sunday. They have to keep up. They don't. That's why
I'm just looking at, yo, get on your job, you know. But they're not. When Lions lost, it wasn't like, yo, they got blown out. They lost 2016. Yeah. Was it to the Bucks? It wasn't a blowout. No, you slipped up, you revamped, and I expect the same thing. So what's the next?
And your last pick is Atlanta over New Orleans.
Atlanta played Chiefs good. Like, yo, it was like
you should have won. So
Kirk Cousins, of course, he's not mobile. He's coming off the injury, and then the Saints, it was a stinker. And then you beat the Cowboys the week before. Like,
everybody was high on them.
So
last week,
I had the Falcons winning the division. So you better. And then Alvin Kamara, people were injured. That's what I'm going with. So you go, yeah.
All right, Yanko, you got your first pick is Detroit over Seattle.
I think Detroit at home. It's a tough team. That's a tough team to beat. And I like the Seahawks, but the Seahawks still should have lost to the Patriots. If it wasn't for a lot of boneheaded decisions, they'd be 2-1. But I like Goff. They have a really good team together. And I think the Lions they're really good. Like when they lost the Bucks, I was like, damn, after coming off a Sunday night, you win and then you lose to the Bucks. Bro, come on. They cleaned it up. They're going to be good. Jared Goff. They started throwing the Sam Laporta. They're starting to get more of their offensive weapons involved. Not just going to the rookie. Like, I get it. He's good, but you got to spread this ball out. You guys got Amar. You have the running backs, Montgomery. And I think they're trying to find a balance. So I think that once they put it together, they'll be good. It'll be a tough team to beat.
All right, you're going the other way for EP. You have Buffalo over Baltimore.
Listen, I like Baltimore, but they can't defend the pass. They should not have let the Cowboys back in that game. That was on them. And I think Josh Allen and that Buffalo Bills team looks the freest I've ever seen in my life. You can tell they're more well balanced because they don't have to chirp it. Oh, I didn't get to touch the ball. I didn't get my 19 targets. I didn't get my 14 targets. Now you ain't got that. He threw to 9 different receivers. Yeah. Bro, that's what you need. That's a good offense. And now Josh Allen he looks happy. Like when he hugged Coleman, I haven't seen that happy. Now he's not on the sideline looking miserable because Diggs is yelling at him and stuff like that. I think the Bills, besides the Chiefs, I think the Bills are the best team in the AFC. If we're calling a spade, I think the Bills are the best team in the AFC besides the Chiefs. And actually, they're playing better than the Chiefs. We're really calling it. They're playing better than the Chiefs. So that's why I got that one.
And then your next pick, you have Tampa Bay over Philadelphia. That's the main game on Fox on 1 o'clock.
Because I think the Eagles are going to be riding high. Because remember, they beat the Saints at home. It was like, yo, everyone thought the Saints were going to be better than them.
And the Buccaneers had a bad game against the Broncos.
This is a classic trap game. I think this is a classic trap game. I think the Eagles are going to be kind of living off of last week, and they're going to let the Bucks, and they just have Bucks plays too. So I think Buccaneers, and they had that awful loss against the Broncos. They have to get that one back. They can't do that.
Your last one, you have Minnesota over Green Bay.
I just think even though Jordan Love's coming back, he has to get back into football. He has to think about it. Now he has to worry about his knee. He's going to be a little
limited.
Yeah. So he's not going to be the Jordan Love of the first game. He's going to be a Jordan Love where it's like, yo, don't take any chances. You see it, check down, get down. So like. And now you got Sam Darnold. You got Justin Jefferson's playing great right now. And that Vikings defense they terrified CJ Stroud last week. So I just think the Vikings are the better team right now. Not that bad, but the Vikings have it together more than the Packers do.
And that's actually one of my picks. I actually agree with you. I think Jordan Love, he's going to be limited. It's going to be his first game back. So I'm not sure he's going to be at his best. And, the Vikings defense is really playing well. So I think that's going to be the real key. If they can get Jordan Love, I think they're going to have a successful game. And Sam Darnold has to just keep on playing how he's been playing. So
just do what you got to do, man.
My other pick, I have the Jets over the Broncos. I think the Jets defense is starting to really play the form, as well as Aaron Rodgers. He's starting to look really good. I mean, Denver's been okay, but Bo Nix against that Jets defense, I think that's going to be a long day for them. So.
Listen, I want Sean Payton to lose as much as I can. This PGN, we here hate Sean Payton. We here hate Sean Payton.
I concur.
So I'll be happy. And I don't like the Jets. Like if both teams could find a way to lose, I'd be happy with that. But
you mean a tie?
No, yeah, they both get that one loss. I'll be okay.
Other pick, I'm going the other way with EP. I'm actually going with Pittsburgh over Indianapolis. I like how Pittsburgh's playing. They're playing, conservative offense. They're playing strong defense, and that's really been how Pittsburgh's been playing.
Yeah, that's how they.
So Justin Fields, he's continuing to show. He actually started to show signs last season of playing well.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the Bears made their choice. They wanted to go with Caleb Williams, but he's really taking the charge. Obviously, Russell Wilson got hurt. He got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
He's taking full advantage of that. Yep. So
next man up.
They have an opportunity to go 4-0 and the NFC North. That's a tough division. So obviously you want to get off to a good start.
And the best teams in the NFC North who we like, they're all losing records right now. Mm-hmm. The Ravens are losing.
Bengals
are 0-3.
0-3, yeah.
So you go to 4-0.
Sean Watson is
no. He needs to stop. We're not talking about that.
And my last pick, just off the beaten path here. I got Houston over Jacksonville. Obviously, Houston, they had a bad game last week against Minnesota. But you're playing a Jacksonville team that they don't look good at all right now.
Jacksonville team is terrible. This is why you don't pay every quarterback. Not every quarterback deserves
the top 10 paid quarterbacks right now. Crazy.
Like Trevor Lawrence is on his second 0-8 record.
I think 13th highest paid quarterback is Patrick Mahomes, and 15th highest quarterback is Jared Allen.
Bro, tells
that's
me
insane.
Everything I know about the league. When you're desperate, you will pay. So,
and I think one of the NFL.com reporters, he was on Dan Patrick's show. He said the rumblings he's hearing is like, Bill Belichick might go there because Tony Khan is good friends with him. So that might be a job to watch. So
anyway, we'll go to Scumbag.
All right, Scumbag. Your first pick is Philadelphia or Tampa Bay. Your thoughts on that game?
People, Tampa Bay beat them last year in the playoffs, but Philly surprised me last week with their defense.
And that was an issue against Atlanta.
Yeah,
too.
that was a big issue with them, and they really fucking clamped down the Saints. So that's why I got the AJ Brown's back. Hopefully they had him at practice.
No, he's out.
Oh, he's out.
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah.
So I'm about to change my pick because now you have no Devontae Smith. You got no.
Yeah, he's out. Oh my god.
You got no fucking AJ Brown. So, I mean, I don't know.
Are you gonna stay with it or are you gonna go another game?
I'm probably gonna stay with it.
Okay.
I think they can still have Saquon. If they could keep the Bucks at a low score, they could probably pull it out just like they did last week. So I got Philly. What was the second one?
Oh, your second one is Green Bay over Minnesota.
Green Bay over Minnesota. Yeah, I think Jordan Love is back. They play at Green Bay. So right now, Vikings are 3-0. It's a long season. Can they go 4-0? They could. Their defense played crazy against the Texans last week. Which I was surprised about that. It was going to be a shootout, but they fucking stomped them. So, I mean, it looks like the Vikings are the favorite, but I just think at Lambeau, Jordan Love is back, inspire them. I think they'll pull it out.
And then your third pick is Buffalo over Baltimore.
It's probably game of the week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo's just looking too strong right now, man. Last week, Jared Allen threw to 10 different receivers. Like, there's no body. There's not like when you pay the Cowboys, double team CeeDee Lamb. You pay the fucking Vikings, double team to the Jefferson.
Yeah.
Who are you double teaming on the Bills right now?
No one.
You can't because if they throw 10 different guys.
Yeah.
And if you shut down the 10 different guys, he'll run it.
Yep.
You got James Cook cooking right now.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't even used Dr. Kincaid all year.
Nope.
So I think they'll win it. And the Bills defense actually playing really good. They're looking at the best team right now in the NFL. So I got the Bills.
And your last pick is Detroit over Seattle.
I picked the game because Seattle 3-0 right now. So it should be a good game. I just think this is a game the Lions gotta, they put some question marks on them when they lost to the Bucks. And like I said last week, they're not the underdog anymore. Now you're a favorite.
Exactly.
You have to start playing like a favorite.
Exactly.
You gotta start beating the team you're supposed to beat. And the Seahawks are a good team. They're 3-0, but you should beat them. They're not a team that's supposed to be there in the end.
At your place, you gotta win this game.
Yeah.
All right, we're going a little long, so we're gonna cut one topic short. So we're gonna go now to Pepper Takes right off the bat. So another big person getting arrested. This time it's New York Mayor Eric Adams. So New York's embattled mayor pleaded not guilty Friday to federal corruption charges after prosecutors accused him of using his power to influence to garner free trips luxury hotel stays, and questionable campaign donations. Mayor Eric Adams is charged with the bribery, wire fraud, conspiracy, and 2 counts of soliciting campaign contributions from foreign nationals. So, what are your thoughts on Eric Adams being indicted on these charges?
And he's just doing what a lot of mayors and governors do.
Exactly.
But you can't do it because you're black at the end of the day, bro. Like everything I heard, I'm like, how many politicians do this shit? Yeah. But he probably pissed someone off. Like we always say, he probably pissed off one of the higher ups, and they're like, "Oh, you gonna say something about me? You gone?
Yeah.
Hey, remember that donation you took? Leak it out.
Yeah.
You cannot do what these other people do. You can't people already didn't like him, and it was like, yo, they already didn't like you.
Yeah, because you got your cop background.
Yeah,
you kind of like the library's funding just to pay the cops and all that stuff.
So you already don't got that. People already don't like you.
Right now in New York. It's bad.
God.
They're looking for a reason to get him the fuck out of there.
They want to get him out of there. So like this type of stuff, I'm not surprised. I'm like, it's the same thing. It's just like, yo, remember, you black. You can't do what these motherfuckers do. You can't. You just can't. If you
get into a political position and you got there for corruption reasons, which is most likely 90% of them.
Yeah,
you need to just play your role, bro.
Yep. You can't do what they do.
Yeah, he was always out. He was always out socializing. Like, yo,
you doing too much.
You want to be someone out the box like Martin Luther King or somebody like that. You can't be playing those political games. You gotta just go out there and just do what it do. It's the same shit when they were saying about Colin Kaepernick. Like, all right, you want to kneel and everything, but you can't kneel in the NFL.
Nope.
So choose. You want to be a guy who's stand up for the people, or you want to be a quarterback? Because you can't do both.
Yep.
Well, if you could if he was the best quarterback in the NFL, but he wasn't. So
he wasn't even starting at that time, right?
He was on San Francisco, and they were on the rebuild.
He weren't starting. Yeah. He wasn't starting.
And then, because it was Gabbard. Then he got hurt.
You're not even starting, and that's the whole thing. So
you think if Tom Brady kneeled, they would have
they would have let him do what the fuck.
Yeah, they would. Yeah.
Come on, we all know that.
Remember, they changed the rules for people, but I agree with everything Zaza said. It's just like what happens too. Also, you think you're invincible again. Yeah, invincible. Like
he taught that way too.
Keep doing it. That's what we want. We want you to do that. So when we pull that rug, you're gonna be like, what? You just can't do that. You know, I don't know where he's from. I don't know his background. He's from Brooklyn.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm surprised. I think he's West Indian as well. Like you can get lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
You know? Like, and I tell people I lived in Venice Beach for like 2 years. I got lost a little bit. Like you get lost with certain things. You're around certain people, and you think you're like that.
Yeah, he's from Brownsville. Yeah,
so Brownsville. Come on.
The town says it, bro.
Take chains off, take names off, Annie up. Yo, it's the hardest thing you have to do successfully. Disassociate yourself from your success. You can't do what everybody do. The same way, it's the opposite. Oh, that's what everybody doing. I got to do this in a bad way.
Yep.
Do the good thing. They doing that. The indictment, and this is distracting as well. Hezbollah, something just happened today. I'm just like, damn, is the Truman Show really going on?
Yeah, it is.
Like, is it really going on? Because I woke up today, I didn't even know. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning.
We watch all these movies too. Like I saw Transformers 1 today, and that's what the fucking shit was about. It was about a corrupt president who ran the Transformers, who hid some wild shit. And they found out, and they rioted. You know, I'm like, yo, they put this shit in movies, bro. This
they
is really
put it in the movies,
down,
and
bro.
like now you're like because 2024, like that used to be like what, and then even now it's just like as you get older. Shout out to Kofi for his birthday, but it's just keep going. It's like, yo, damn, it's like, what the hell was going on? It's a scumbag point. It's like. I watched the movie, but is it a movie? That's what I'm living
right now.
Back in the day when you was a kid, it was like, yo, that's a movie that had nothing to do with us. But probably still did. And like I said today, I woke up like, yo, they did whatever they had to do. Some people, I'm just talking about the world. are we on this path,
Yep.
this war path?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think the presidential election makes sense to us right now because the way how this world is going on,
This got to be the worst two candidates in American history.
And I agree.
But I'm just saying
Crazy.
what happened today, and I'm not trying to say it was bad or good. I'm just saying, yo, they killed the leader Hezbollah. Like, people know what the hell's going on. That's war.
Yeah.
Because they're going to get back at that establishment.
Mm-hmm.
Then whoever comes, we're in this dangerous territory.
Yeah.
And back to just the point here is like, I think this is a distraction.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing what everybody kind of does, don't do that. Don't play with us like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Kwame Kilpatrick, he was a mayor of Detroit. He had to serve time. He put something out there. He's like, yo, that's how they do you.
Mm-hmm.
Is he lying? Nope. I don't know. So I've never been in those situations.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in certain situations. The higher you go, new levels, new devils.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
And to his point, if you all the things you read about Adams did, you don't think all these even higher dudes, they're not doing
He's the only one?
things?
That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
You don't think Kamala, Biden,
Is he the only
all
one
doing it, bro? Like,
They all do it.
this is why
So
when I hear people go like, "Oh, these people are good people," you do not know what they do when those doors are closed.
And what's the?
That's true for anybody.
Come on.
And look at the
You don't
list
know
of
anybody
like
like
people
that.
who like
but
this
now-
guy cured cancer. He died in a plane crash. This guy found new energy. He died. He committed suicide. Bro, this is what they do, man.
And can I just say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
A movie I watched back in the day. It's one of the best actors ever. It's called Mrs. Smith Goes to Washington. That's a 1940s movie. If you watch that was in the 40s. What he was talking about. We're in 2024. That's like 80 years later. So if you watch Mrs. Smith Goes to Washington, Mrs. Smith, goes to Washington, go to Washington D.C. And when I seen that, it fucked me up.
Isn't that the guy from Wonderful Life?
James Stewart. James Stewart.
Yeah.
If you ever watch that movie, this is a little. That was playground of what's going on right now, and that was supposed to be something. So, like, back to your point, the movies just told us what's going on, and that was a little kiddie playground thing.
Yeah.
Back to your point, he's the only one doing it.
Oh, man, the political world is grimy and dirty
And sick.
Old
That's
white
straight
men
sick.
with money do anything and everything. So this is why, like, I'm like, yo, I just didn't like him. This is all I hear. I'm like, I just didn't like him. It's like, cool,
Yeah.
but and the worst thing is he can't even take anyone down because they're so engraved in it. Because the other people be like, nah, I ain't do that.
Yeah.
I was there with him. So
Mhm.
there's really a no-win situation for him. Tough luck, nigga.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Yeah.
All I can say at the end.
Should have known better.
Last episode is gonna be even more sadder. Marcellus Williams, I'm sorry, got executed in Missouri. If you read, I've read a little bit about what the case is. Apparently some reporter died back in 1998. Some people, apparently 2 witnesses said he was there, even though for most accounts, they're not really accounts that you could really lay true to. And all the evidence apparently was like either destroyed or like messed around with.
Yeah.
Tampered with.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
So, and unfortunately, there were the attempts to try to stop the execution were not heard. The Supreme Court basically said, "Nah, we'll execute them." So, what are your thoughts on this? And obviously, with the death penalty, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm not surprised by it. This is
More corruption.
This is more like what we just talked about.
Yeah.
This, yo, come on. And once again, it's a black man being made an example of. Guys, it's America. Like, I'm not shocked by this shit.
Like you see that movie with Michael B. Jordan, a
Oh,
lawyer for Jamie Foxx.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen that movie.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. And they were trying to see a lot of times when they prosecute somebody, and now if you open that case, they destroy a lot of evidence because now if you reopen that case and see he got wrongfully accused, you're gonna open up 30 other cases.
Yep.
So they're like, you know what? Destroy the evidence.
Yep.
He's guilty. Execute him. Dead it.
Yep.
Because now he's gone. He ain't gonna be the one fighting for his life no more.
Mm-hmm.
That story's gonna die out within a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You kept him alive and said, "Well, let's investigate it." You don't know what would have came out. Oh, guess what? The cop that arrested him was actually fucking his wife.
Yep.
And he was fucking Marcellus' wife. And like, look at how the investigation came out. Even with George Floyd, they find out the cop used to work with George Floyd, doing security at a fucking club, and they never liked each other.
There you go.
So now you like that opens up a whole thing. Same thing happened with Biggie. The LAPD was directly involved. It was officers that were part of the drug Rampart scandal that were involved in assassination. LAPD killed the fucking thing.
Yep.
When this
same thing with OJ. Apparently.
Yeah,
that's the rumor.
when Valetta White sued them, they just gave her the money.
Yep.
They stopped the investigation. So it's the same shit probably with this. They don't want to open up the case and find out the actual prosecutor or whatever, or the judge, or the sheriff at the time, whoever was there, is corrupt. Because then now you got to break. Now opens up 40, 50 other cases that you got to open up.
Mm-hmm. They don't want to open up Pandora's box, and
Nope.
now they don't want to. Now they're gonna be investigations if now why is this all happening here? Now the corruption comes to light. So it's like why not dead it, get rid of it, like Scumbag McGee saying. And now the American people, our attention spans are so dull that 2 weeks ago we're gonna forget about this.
Yeah,
We're going on to the next one.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. The Diddy trial comes on. It's a wrap.
Yeah. Why do you think they're putting the Diddy trial so like every day they found something new? They found the tunnel trail. They found this.
now Diddy wants to speak.
Now Diddy wants to speak.
That case gonna get dragged out,
bro. And all it's gonna do is just take the American people attention away from this. They should be to something else. So I can't be.
Well, they said they killed the Hezbollah guy. They called the Knicks. Yo, trade for Cat right now, bro.
There you go.
They called the Knicks. They called Minnesota. Make the trade. Get it done.
Get the trade. Get this going.
Yo, do me a favor.
Distractions.
Do me a favor. Go outside and shoot LeBron the leg real quick. There you go. Thanks.
All distractions. You know what I mean? It's like it's all distractions for the most part. Sometimes I'm like, is this news or distraction?
Distractions.
80% of the time it's distraction. I'm like, oh, he had 1,000 bottles of baby oil. That's just distraction.
Yeah. Fuck was that? Like, I'm like, guys, look,
why was that a big thing?
There are other things we can talk about.
Yeah, we know Diddy's weird already.
Diddy has everyone knows Diddy's weird.
But that took over the
1,000 is a lot. They might have.
It is a lot.
They might have lied about the 1,000.
They probably did.
Bro, you know how much a bottle of baby oil lasts?
That's what I said.
Yeah, like
no, because I grew up.
Yeah, you said it last week. Yeah.
I said it last week. I said, yo, I grew up with it. Like, yo, it was like 5, 6 of us. Yo, I'm talking about one bottle lasts like a year.
Yeah.
Yo, a drop of baby oil could tickle your whole torso.
That's how I used to do. Yeah. That's what I used to do.
Yo, so
it's all distractions.
Do you guys have my last question? Do you guys have any particular take of death penalty? It should exist, or what happened?
It should exist for extreme cases.
Like Timothy McVeigh?
Yeah, it should extreme.
Timothy McVeigh,
yeah, but
war criminals and how they executed a lot of the Nazis and shit like that.
We can't just be killing regular people just because
just let them.
What the fuck did he do? I don't even know.
Robbed the liquor store.
No, he killed allegedly, but he wasn't apparent. Well, from
what was the crime that was accused on him?
He murdered a store owner.
A reporter.
Yeah,
but nobody knows for sure if he was there or not.
Oh, he murdered a reporter?
Yeah,
that's the alleged.
Oh, I thought it was store owner. I think he robbed the store and he killed the owner.
For me,
it might have been at a store or something.
I don't know the specifics, and we were in the chat. That's why I never responded. I don't respond to stuff I don't know. I didn't get a chance to really see that. But
a little bit.
To your question is pedophiles
and take care of that.
Serial killers.
Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. And then you know what I'm saying, because after a while,
it's just to me,
you don't want to get involved. Like, oh, should this person? Those things are you don't do those things.
Yep.
Yeah, that's somebody that's.
I mean, thank God I've never kind of been through anything like that. Just thank God I've been through somebody.
All of a sudden, we got stuff going on. It's like somebody's up for death penalty. I'm like, what? That came out of nowhere.
To me, it's hard because even if you kill that person, you can never get that person back.
No, of course.
No. And like I said, I've never been through it.
That's the
I don't. Thing. Yeah, I never been through it. I don't know.
See,
some people go through that and they're like, you know what? I want to see him die because of what happened to me.
You don't know.
So it's tough.
Yeah, you don't.
It's tough to say. That's why that.
But regardless, even you'll say that, right? Yeah. Let's just say, of course, God forbid. And then you're like, I want that. You know, somebody in your family probably don't want that. So like, what is it about you? You want that?
Yeah.
You're not the end all be all.
Yep.
This whole system is
and even that guy's the guy who he killed. The reporter, the family came out and was like, "Don't kill him," and they still were like doing it.
So what's really going on? This is
some racist shit.
And why it
Supreme
happened
Court is like
something this week. This
Supreme
month.
Court judges now, bro. They're the most rigid motherfuckers you got right now.
But have you ever seen the show?
Bending,
the guy that used to be one of them. I can't remember his real name right now. But he was on Breaking Bad, of course.
Who, the main guy?
Yeah, the main guy, Walter White.
Yeah.
What's his real name? Cranston.
Bryan Cranston. Yeah.
You know that you see that show when he was a judge and his son like kills him. Y'all never seen that show?
I heard that show was good though. It was on Showtime. I heard that show was really good.
Watch that show. Go see how things get. What's this whole high horse thing going on? Judge.
Even now, I'm going back and I'm watching the Spawn cartoon. That's HBO. That was a fire ass show.
But I'm just trying
to say. The first season is about these underworld people who got a judge and who got a politician in their pocket. They're trying to elevate him to president to use him as a puppet, and they blackmailed him and said, if you don't, he said, I don't want to be president. They said, if you're not president, we're gonna stitch your son. His son was a serial killer, and they knew he was a serial killer, and they're trying to hide it. It was crazy. I'm like, bro, that shit probably really goes down, bro.
Yeah, it's not probably.
Yeah,
that's how it came up.
It does.
Yeah.
That's what, like when you watching the show, like when we were kids, we were like, oh, whether it's going on now, it happened, it's happening, it's going to happen.
Yep.
That's what you're watching. You know, like it's real. Whatever's out there is real, and it's even the most far-fetched thing.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. It's happened, or it happened before. So.
How many far-fetched things that we've heard that have been uncovered and we're shocked?
Yep.
Like that happened. I don't know what that would happen.
Really now because of like
the social media.
Like it's like boom every day. Like you remember, everybody's looking like for what's trending today. What's the shocking thing that's trending? Not what's regular. Like hey, motherfucking Hurricane Helene or whatever, which is destroying certain places, whatever. That's regular. I don't want to talk about it. Oh, no, it's baby oil today. Everybody want to talk about that because you want to distract yourself from what's going on in your life. So that's the thing, man. But I didn't know the story, and then of course anybody that we was playing a record and one of Scumbag, not one Scumbag's favorite artist. I played the record earlier today. I was chilling. Only God Can Judge Me. That's my record for Tupac. I don't know what he did. Did he do it? I can't judge. And they did what they had to do. So I just wish them best.
So,
that's it.
That does it.
And one last thing. Rest in peace to Maggie Smith. She passed yesterday.
Oh yeah, Harry Potter. Yeah,
Harry Potter. Sister Act
too. Yeah.
And it's National Beer Day. So have a drink on PGN. Yes, we're actually gonna go get some.
And National No Condom Day.
That's Scumbag McGee.
That's Scumbag McGee. Yeah, that's his lane right there.
That's an everyday thing for Scumbag. Like she'd be like, "Do you have the condom?" Yeah, but today's no condom day.
We gotta celebrate it,
Yo, I gotta use that one.
All right, see you next week.
All right,
peace.
We're out.
Yeah, 17 people the whole time stay.
There you go.